Good evening, dear listeners. I'm your host, Mr. Harrington, back to transport you on another journey through time on our cherished weekly broadcast. Last week, we ventured down a curious path as our affable hosts, Clem and Clive, harmonized the melodies of yesteryears with stories of today. We observed the strange symphony our studio microphones were composing, seeming to resonate and respond to our words, capturing the very spirit of the moments we described. But as we thought we were merely reminiscing about the past, could it be that we were also making ripples in the fabric of the future? Well, today's adventure is set to amplify this mystery as a new and cryptic package has arrived at our station. As we dive into its secrets, tune your dials and immerse yourself in the harmonious dance of past, present, and perhaps the future. So sit back, enjoy the melodies of yore, and join us as we unravel the enigma of this exciting new chapter.
Hearty welcome, folks, to another tuneful evening with me, Clem, and the always reliable Clive. Together, we're your gateway to the melodic milestones of yesteryears.
You've got that right, Clem. A warm welcome to all our listeners tuning in. We've arranged another evening of timeless classics for your listening pleasure. Speaking of arrangements, Clem, it seems our studio has acquired an intriguing new addition, hasn't it?
You've spotted our latest guest, Clive. Yes, listeners, an unassuming box has mysteriously arrived in our studio. It's not quite as cryptic as those peculiar black boxes we've been pondering over, but it does lend a certain element of charm to our surroundings.
Certainly, Clem, a common everyday box, the sort you'd stumble upon in a forgotten corner of your home. It's quaint in its own way. But let's not keep our listeners waiting. It's time to immerse ourselves in the harmonies of the past.
All right, folks, let's swing back to the Roaring Twenties with the Coon Sanders Original Nighthawk Orchestra. We're going to listen to their lively 1925 track, I'm Gonna Charleston Back to Charleston, featuring vocals by the talented duo Joe L. Sanders and Carlton A. Coon. This jazzy tune, friends, is often credited with capturing the vivacious spirit of the flapper era. Listen closely, and you just might hear the rustle of fringe and the clinking of cocktail glasses.
next, we have a charming piece from Abe Lyman's California Orchestra. Bye Bye Pretty Baby is the title, with the charismatic Frank Silvano lending his voice. Released in 1927, this number was a hit in its day, an embodiment of the upbeat rhythms and carefree attitudes that defined the jazz age. So sit back and let the sunny tunes of California fill your room.
Clem, Clive, the moment seems ripe to explore the contents of this curious new box. Clive, could you please do the honors?
With pleasure, Mr. Harrington. Let's take a peek. Well, we have here a stack of what appears to be 16-inch aluminum discs, coated with cellulose nitrate lacquer.
Aluminum discs, Clive, whatever for?
Clem, these aren't just any discs. These are acetates, or as they're more commonly known in our circles, broadcast transcription discs. They serve as a sort of audio record of our radio broadcast.
Indeed, Clive. The use of such discs for recording broadcasts was standardized only a few years ago, around 1936, if I'm not mistaken.
Fascinating. But Clive, what broadcasts have been preserved on these discs? Anything captivating?
Now, Clem. You wouldn't want me to spoil the surprise, would you? Let's spin a couple more records first. Let the suspense simmer a little. Up next, let's take a step back to 1929 with a memorable piece from Ben Selvin and his orchestra, who performed as the Knickerbockers. The song is titled, Who Wouldn't Be Jealous of You, and features the pleasant voice of Jack Parker. This tune was quite the sensation almost a decade ago, and it still holds a special charm, offering a nostalgic journey to the end of the Roaring '20s.
Watching everything you do, I'm on my toes. For goodness knows, when you go out, you're marvelous. Hard to doubt, hard to trust. Now who wouldn't be hanging round your neighborhood so you couldn't be missing like Red Riding Hood? Just look at those lips and look at those eyes. Who wouldn't be jealous of you?
Continue our musical excursion with a tune from 1930. Get ready for All Muggled Up by Blue Steel and his orchestra with the distinctive vocals of Frank Myers. This piece, with its unique title and spirited arrangement, certainly encapsulates the energetic and somewhat whimsical jazz scene of the early 30s. Clive, do you remember that 1933 German law, the one they called the Law for the Protection of the Hereditary Health of the German People?
Yes, Clem. That was a piece of legislation from the Nazi regime aimed at racial hygiene, as they put it. It essentially made it mandatory for all marriages in Germany to receive a certificate of fitness before being performed, the fitness being judged on racial purity. Quite a distressing concept.
Quite indeed, Clive. And guess what? Just this week, on August 1st, a new law has come into effect, the marriage law. This new legislation, effective in Nazi Germany and Austria, deprives the church of all legal authority in marital affairs. What's more, it gives the state the power to prevent certain marriages.
That's a significant shift, Clem. It takes control over such a personal matter as marriage out of the hands of the people involved and their spiritual guides and places it into the state's hands. This could drastically change the dynamics of society.
It's a law that could infringe on personal freedoms and deeply held beliefs. It's not just about laws and politics, but about people's rights and the moral fabric of society. One can't help but wonder about the real-world implications for the people living under these regulations.
The preservation of personal liberties and the essence of humanity should, in my belief, always be at the forefront. On that note, it seems that sometimes music is the only escape we have from the often somber events of the world. So, to lighten our hearts, let's take a trip back to 1927 with Abe Lyman's California Orchestra. Here's their piece, Just Another Day Wasted Away, with the delightful vocals of Frank Silvano. This melody was quite popular during its time and continues to bring a bit of Californian sunshine to our lives.
Now we've got a heartwarming tune from 1929, folks. This one is That's the Good Old Sunny South, performed by Ben Selvin and his orchestra under the pseudonym The Knickerbockers. Jack Parker lent his voice to this vibrant track, and its cheerful melody surely brightens up any day. Quite a contrast to our previous discussion, isn't it?
When you see blue skies and fields of white, and the sun is shining bright, yes, sir, that's a good old sunny South. When you hear the same old robin sing that you heard up north in spring, yes, sir, that's a good old sunny South, where your heart wants to play and your feet wanna dance, where the close of each day brings a night of romance, where you meet those gals who sweetly drawl, mighty glad to see you all, yes, sir, that's a good old sunny South.
And for our final song of this segment, let's revisit 1930 with the High Hatters. They're presenting us Cheerful Little Earful, with vocals by Johnny Marvin. This tune, despite its age, still has the power to lift our spirits and remind us of the beauty of the world. Let's take a moment to enjoy this little earful of cheer.
I miss it, something fearful, and this cheerful little earful of the well-known I love you. Stocks can go down, business slow down, but the milk and honey flow down with a cheerful little earful of the well-known I love you. In every play it's a sad phrase, what the public get praise, but as a pet phrase, it'll-do-do-do, pooperoo it, soft and cue it, make me happy, you can do it, with a cheerful little earful of the well-known I love you.
So, Clive, can we finally see what's in this mysterious box?
I'm afraid I have some disappointing news, Clem and Clive. Our airtime has been reduced to half an hour.
Half an hour? That's a sharp cut from our usual hour, Mr. Harrington. What's the reason behind this?
Sadly, we've had a reduction in funding and currently lack sponsors to maintain the hour-long slot.
That's unfortunate. But since we're still here, could we at least wrap up this episode by revealing the contents of the box?
I'm sorry, but we're out of time. We'll have to save the unboxing for next week.
Well, it's disheartening to hear about the time cut, but I suppose we'll have to make the best of the time we have left. Tune in next week, dear listeners, for more delightful tunes and, hopefully, the reveal of the mysterious box.
Yes, as they say, the show must go on at least until you're out of time. This is Clem bidding you a good night.
There you have it, folks. Another week, another chapter of music and history. Although today's show was shorter than usual, I hope it's been just as enriching for you. Next week, we promise to delve into the contents of the mysterious box that's piqued everyone's curiosity. Until then, I'm Mr. Harrington, bidding you a peaceful good night. Remember, stay tuned and keep those dials set, dear listeners. Good night, everyone.